And all right. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. My name is Katie Bonner, and I'm here with the Alliance for Young Artists and Writers, the nonprofit organization that presents the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards. I am joined tonight by Lalo Alcaraz, and I'm so excited to introduce him in just a moment. This is our third and final session of the Drawing and Cartooning Workshop series. So we are not meeting next week. I saw that someone asked that in the chat. We have had 2 sessions already. Our first session was with Liza Donnelly on an intro to cartoon formats. Last week we met Peter Cooper, who went over some illustration techniques. And tonight Lalo will be talking about expressing your perspective through your illustrations and your drawing. And we are going to take a break until September. On September 6th, you are all invited back for a revision session where you will be joined by Lalo, Peter, Liza, and a number of other artists who you will have the chance to actually share your work with in small breakout rooms and get feedback on your work. So you can register, oopses, typing in the wrong place. You can register for September 6th at the link that I'm dropping in the chat right now. And we hope that you will join us then. And as a reminder, any artwork that you create is eligible for the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards if you are going to be in grades 7 through 12 this fall, and if you reside in the US, US territories, US military bases, or Canada. You can submit multiple pieces of art and writing to the awards. And if you submit pieces on certain themes or editorial cartoon pieces, they could be eligible for up to $1,000 in scholarships. So we will go over more of that on September 6th as well, but we hope that you will consider sharing your work with us in the Scholastic Awards. And with that, those are all of the reminders that I have for you. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce Lalo Alcaraz. Lalo is an award-winning visual and media artist and television and film writer. He is the creator of the syndicated daily comic strip, La Cucaracha, as seen in the LA Times and other newspapers nationwide. His work has appeared in 60 Minutes, CBS News, NBC, Univision, and hundreds of publications. Lalo's graphic novels and cartoon books have been listed on the New York Times bestsellers list. And he also recently was part of the team that won the Oscar for the Pixar movie Coco, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with, among his many other accomplishments. So we are so grateful to have you here, Lalo. I will turn it over to you. And for all of our participants, I'm going to mute the chat in just a minute so that we can pay attention. But you can feel free to drop any questions that you have in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. And be sure to upvote questions that someone else asks that you like. That way I know which ones are most popular so that we can send those to Lalo first.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Katie, and thank you to Scholastic and to the Her Blog Foundation, and for, oh my goodness, this is bigger than the film Zoom I was in 2 days ago with a bunch of super famous cartoonists that I idolize. We were watching a film called The Hand-Drawn Life, and I'm in this documentary. And yeah, this is double the size of the crowd. This is amazing. I'm really excited to have all of you here. Expressing yourself through, expressing your perspective through cartooning. Cartooning is, I always consider it, and I don't have to tell you, cartooning has to be the first language other than, I don't know, maybe grunting or punching somebody. It was probably the first language that developed from humans, drawing on the wall, on a cave, on a rock, It developed into, religious symbolism. It developed into written words. And I think that's why cartooning is so powerful. And if you could only read some of the hate mail that I get for expressing my viewpoint, I think you would understand that people have a very strong reaction to a well-drawn, powerful, sometimes very simple cartoon that, like I always say, when people write me an angry hate letter, I know that I've already won, because they couldn't come around and draw a nice cartoon that's better than the one I did in response. They had to write me a letter, and I'm like, my cartoon is going to be forever in your head. And I think that means I win. Not that everything's a competition, but sometimes, yeah, stuff is a competition. I don't have to tell you, people that are entering, young people entering in the Scholastic competition. But anyway, that's all another thing. We don't do cartoons to compete. We do cartoons to express what's inside. And I feel like I'm so lucky that I've been able to use something that kind of runs in my family. It doesn't mean that you have to have a famous artist relative or even a non-famous artist relative. Everybody can draw. And my wife's a school teacher. She teaches elementary school, and she was like, oh, I'm so glad I can have you to draw my stuff. I've drawn so many things for elementary school classrooms. But then I told her, what did you do? What do you do when I'm not around? Oh, well, I draw it myself. I'm like, see, you can draw. She says, yeah, but it's a stick figure. It's like, it's not really a stick figure you're drawing. You're drawing, you're getting the job done. You're doing, like I said, a simple, cartoons developed from, language developed from cartoons, because cartoons were images, pictographs of things, of concepts that we want to express. So cartooning has really developed into an art form where, you can, people ask me, like, what's your favorite thing about drawing a daily comic strip like La Cucaracha? And to me, it's being the boss, or really being the god of all the characters in the comic. It's like you create a world, and it's what is in your head. And that is what's so cool about cartooning. And it makes it an equal to making movies. It makes it an equal to writing a book or writing literature. It's the same concept, like you need more people to make, not necessarily a book. Well, kind of, you need somebody to put it out, but you don't need anybody to help you draw something on a piece of paper. You can do that all yourself. And, but a movie, a TV show, yeah, you need a few more people. Even an animated show. I work on a show called The Casagrandes on Nickelodeon, and we have we have like 45 people in our art department, and who draw storyboards, and who draw the props and the characters, design the characters, and do the backgrounds. And that's for another workshop. Employment opportunities in cartooning, right? So cartooning is a beautiful art that you can do. It's a no cost. You can just borrow a pencil and steal a napkin or a piece of paper, or be like me, steal Sharpies. I steal Sharpies all the time from other people. I ask to borrow them, and that's my secret shame. So, as I was telling the much smaller group of cartoonists that I was on a Zoom on the big movie the other day, cartooning is, we were being thanked by somebody who said, and cartoonists say, we do this to help people get through the day, with humor, with a political opinion or something. But I reminded everyone also, for the artists, it's also the therapy. It's for us to kind of get those things off our chests, get them out of our heads so we don't go cuckoo, and put them down on paper. And it's kind of an act of putting it on paper, making it beautiful, sending it off. It's like sending your kid off to college, which is what I'm doing right now here in New Mexico, usually in Los Angeles. So I'm going to kind of show you some cartoons before I start drawing. And if it's okay, I'm going to share my screen. I've already opened my syndicate that distributes my cartoons, my editorial cartoons, is Andrews McNeil, and they have a website called Go Comics, and you can go on there and you can see just about every cartoonist in the U.S. at least, and some international, and you can get their cartoons sent to you for free on the inbox, in your email. So you can sign up for mine too, and you can get my editorial cartoons. You can get La Cucaracha sent daily also. And I'm gonna start with some editorial cartoons. Let me see if I can share screen and then find the page. Oh, there it is. Let's see.
Hello, while you're pulling that up, would you mind telling me the name of that site again? I want to drop the link in the chat.
Oh, yes, it is gocomics.com, GOCOMICS.com / Lalo Alcaraz or / La Cucaracha, or just go to Go Comics, look for my stuff, sign up for everybody's stuff. They're all my friends, or not all of them, but most of them are very nice people.
Awesome, thank you.
So here's the way this site works is my current cartoon, the most recent cartoon pops up on the day that I submit it or the day after. Here it is for August 16th. I drew a symbol for the Republican Party, an elephant, which was, which were images created by cartoonists to represent the two main political parties in the U.S. You've got the Republican elephant and the Democratic donkey. And here I am doing what I love to do, which is expose a little hypocrisy. The Republican Party has always been the law and order party, and we back the blue and we support our police. And here they are upset because their favorite guy, Donald Trump, is being accused possibly of espionage and many other things because of the documents that they found kind of stashed at his house. Again, it's a symbol, a quick doodle of Mr. Trump, and a little joke, the Republican elephant saying to parody Black Lives Matter, he says Spy Lives Matter. So you can, let me get this ad out of the way, and you can go back and see. Let's see what my previous one. I'm going to show this one real quick. It's what's on Donald Trump's laptop, and literally all his secrets are piled up on the laptop there, and that's a joke about Hunter Biden. Here's I like UFOs and aliens, so I always I find I'm drawing cartoons about the ecology, about the environment and ecology lately, and a report just came out that said we now cannot drink rainwater because it has too much plastic in it, and that is a very sad thing. But the way I express it here, it's mostly in the dialogue. Really a UFO, a spaceship, a flying saucer flying past Earth or leaving Earth is implied. It doesn't really have anything to do with water per se or pollution. But I just use the image to kind of grab your attention so you can see the cute little alien guy and kind of catch you off guard with my eco joke. And then let's see. Oh, here's when the FBI was looking for nuclear documents in Trump's house, and the agent says, "I may have located the documents," and there's a nuclear explosion coming out of the toilet, and it's kind of half a toilet joke too, but we'll just skip that part. And here's Donald Trump pleading the fifth, again, exposing the hypocrisy of Donald Trump and also making fun of his hair. We know making fun of people's appearances is wrong, but I'm sorry, cartoonists do it all the time, and we have to do it, and we have to do it wisely, but kind of cut us a break for doing that. His hair is in the shape of a 5, and it actually spells out Fifth Amendment, the right to not self-incriminate when he's testifying. And I'll just go through a few more. Here's the governor of Texas taking undocumented immigrants and dumping them in New York. He's been doing that without regard to where legally these immigrants can go to, places where there are resources for them, but he is sending them to supposedly Democratic run areas just to teach them a lesson, I guess. So, and ironically, he says, next stop, Statue of Liberty. And he is in a wheelchair because he is in a wheelchair. He can't walk. So I drew him pulling this big bus, and somehow he's got enough power in that wheelchair to pull the bus. And let's see. Oh, another Mar-a-Lago is Donald Trump's home, and here is the FBI represented. This is a use of labeling. Don't try to do labeling a lot, but sometimes it's the clearest way to show an idea. The FBI is plunging a golden toilet at Mar-a-Lago. Trump famously has stuffed his top secret information or thrown away important documents in the toilet. You can't make this stuff up. This is like reality today. We're in the weird dimension of politics and stuff. And this is one that I see if I can show you some more images of. It was a cartoon about the Secret Service, Department of Homeland Security, and Department of Defense hiding, deleting, losing their texts from January 6th, supposedly. So it took me many attempts to get this cartoon right. And I'm going to show you, hopefully just by showing you my iPad, because I don't have a fancy way of projecting my iPad onto the screen here. See if it's going to wake up for me. Hello, iPad. It's not, there it is. And this idea I realized, it just popped in my head that the word cover up, if you took out 3 letters, spells coup, which is an illegal takeover of a government. And but it took me a while to kind of come up with the right concept. Very loud cars here in New Mexico. Let's just say that. And sorry if that, I'm going to stop sharing. So you've noticed they are literally walking off with texts, and the VER would spell cover up on there. So it was like, it was a real fun cartoon to kind of, I knew it was a good idea, and I just kept working at it until I finally got it right. But I'm going to show you a sketch that I had. Let's see if you can see this. Like I tried to work out like, like their boss telling them, pointing at cover up, and then them standing in front of the word cover up, and then it spells coup, but it wasn't clear enough for me. then it was 2 panels, and I don't like to do too many panels because I'm lazy. So but I ended up doing this for a while, and as you can see, I draw on an iPad and also draw on my Wacom tablet. I have a sketchbook too, which I draw on paper, but I don't do my final work on that. So, but yeah, so that's my current crop of cartoons, and I also have a little, just for a couple minutes, I want to show my. Ooh, I lost the Zoom. Where are you? There you are. I want to show some of the COVID cartoons that I did real quick. And it's like a little different flavor of editorial cartoon, but it's for a good cause. It's to try to get people vaccinated. And I could not find the screen share button. What is wrong with me? Let me see. Boom. There you go. There's me at a movie premiere in my fancy suit. So let me try to play. How do you play this? Dang it, I forgot how to. Oh yeah, it's play from start. Okay, there we go. Oh, which page can you see? What do you see?
We can see
everything or one image?
Yeah, we can see everything. It looks like you're in presentation mode to us.
Yeah, you're right. Let me pick another. Let me see if I can. There it is. Okay. How's that? Is that it?
Oh, yeah, that's great. That looks like just a slide.
Yeah, so that's me as the Aztec calendar, because I love Aztec history and art and culture. And I'm working on a book about that, about my childhood and being really into Mexico City. Here I am in Mexico City at the premiere of Coco in Mexico. And here's a cartoon I did about farm workers holding up our food as our infrastructure. Let me go. So I started doing cartoons about vaccination and for Arizona State, and then now for the state of California. So I had to, come up with the little, COVID guy, and use different, humor to express social distancing. The artist Frida Kahlo and her husband, they were known to not always have the best relationships, so it worked in social distancing. Suicidal Squad, a parody of Suicide Squad. It shows all the different types of kind of conspiracy theorists. And, to me, it is superior to draw a cartoon than to yell at people. And probably, you probably won't get hurt. So here's another one using humor. Do vaccines cause infertility? And the vaccinated mom with 4 kids says, trust me, they don't. Here's things more dangerous than vaccines, which is just about everything else, including no vaccines. And let me see, let me go. Here's COVID trying to talk to kids and get them to not get vaccinated. And it's really, I use my, my desire to help the community, help the Latino community, which was very unvaccinated and very prone to misinformation, but by doing these cartoons that get spread out in the community, thanks to the funding of the state. And it's for public health. So it's really, it makes me feel good about using my work for something positive, and to try to get, people vaccinated and keep them healthy. And, and there's a cartoon about that, conservative uncle that we all have that's a little stubborn, won't get vaccinated. Theo Rigo is this guy. Here's different images from it. So we did a lot. We did quite a few, about over 25, 30 different cartoons, showing the family, doing it in Spanish, doing them about for young people trying to exercise, and just different animations too. We did animations, but I don't know if the sound's gonna play, so we're not gonna do animations. So, oh,
I don't have to wear my mask anymore, right, Papi?
They aren't required indoors anymore, but still strongly recommended. It looks pretty crowded in the panaderia, so let's wear our masks.
If it's all about keeping La Familia safe,
Then let's continue to wear a mask when it can protect you and others.
and don't forget to get vaccinated. Visit myturn.ca.gov to find the vaccine near you. We're all in this together.
I hope you heard that. Did you guys hear
Yeah,
that?
we could.
Oh, good, good. I won't play Super Vaccine Bot though. It's a little dicey, but we'll I want to let me see. I'm trying to get this to escape, get out, escape. There you go. And I want to show you my process by drawing on screen. So it's back to screen sharing. Oh, you know what? I'm going to lift up and show you my equipment here. Let me see if this works. There's my little 16-inch Cintiq tablet. That's because I'm a fancy cartoonist, kids. You don't need this. You need a piece of paper and a piece of pencil, a pencil or a pen is what I meant to say. But it's really cool. I can draw on there and it goes right into whatever program you're working on. For this, I use Photoshop, but on the iPad, I use a program called Procreate. So you know what, if you're a little fancy and you have an iPad, get Procreate. It's not that much money. It might even be free. Don't quote me on that. And Procreate helps you really draw. So Adelina says, oh, it's not free. Okay, it's not free. Sorry, maybe I stole a copy, but the Procreate, as far as I'm concerned, it's really a great program, and it works for my bold cartoons. You know, here's one I drew about for a ecological group for Latinos, and it shows fossil fuels and how everything pollution affects Black and Latino families. And it is just, you know, if you start, you can color. Well, let me see. Yeah. It's just very handy. It also has effects like smoke that you can draw, and kind of, if you're a busy, fancy cartoonist man like me, you want to kind of crank these out and make them as fast as you can. It helps you, you know, you have lots of great options or whatever. Use whatever program turns you on. I'm not here to sell Procreate to anybody. But oh, here's one of my favorites, discontinued soon, Choco Taco, and also hopefully Orange Waco. So, all right. Let's, oh, and of course, also very helpful is a little sketchbook. I have a sketchbook too. So if I don't have the desire to look into a screen, I can doodle in here, and I have lots of good and terrible ideas. I write down if I get lots of, this is mostly to capture an idea that I might have. You know, I'm working on some cartoon characters. I'm working on some action comics, all kinds of stuff. And so it's good to have a sketchbook around always, because you don't have to plug it in. So I am back to share screen, and where's my Photoshop? There he is. There he is. So that does not look like, are you seeing anything?
Yes, we can see your Adobe Photoshop screen with your sketch on it.
Okay, yeah, this was, I drew this for Katie earlier to show how kind of tired I was because I had a long day, but now I'm super energized because of you all and coffee. Let's get another, oh, this is not very big. So let me open a different size. That's not it. New. Default Photoshop size. That's good. That's a better size. So editorial, as far as for editorial cartoons, you kind of have a horizontal format. It's not mandatory, but that's kind of a standard that you get used to drawing for. So let me see. I'm not gonna. So usually an idea will pop into my head. Let's say, gosh, no pressure. Let's see if we can come up with a cartoon right now. How about oh well, oops, that's not good. Let me see what happened today. Okay, Donald Trump got his passports back. That's good. There's something there. Let's see. Let me make this go white here. So usually I will think of, I will watch news. This is relevant for editorial cartoonists because we watch the news. Our work is about the news, but the news cycle. So I will watch the news all day long. I will read a newspaper. I'll get on my phone and look at stories. And when I see something that is like, everybody's talking about, or I hear something that makes me mad, makes me angry, like maybe the immigrants getting whipped at the border, or immigrants kind of being hurt in a big truck or something, that gives me an idea, or at least it gives me the topic. So first I come up with the issue, the topic, the situation. So sometimes it doesn't have to make me mad. Sometimes it has to make me laugh. And I also want to share that with my audience. So let's just say, okay, Donald Trump is very upset that his passports got stolen. And so I kind of have a shortcut drawing of Donald Trump that I do that is usually something like this. I don't even draw his eyes anymore. I just kind of draw a lot of hair and his round kind of head a little bit, and he's got kind of a lumpy, kind of a whole set of necks going on, chins, I mean. And I'll draw a little hair here and there. And you want to do, I mean, you don't have to, but I like to vary my line width. It really helps pop out your drawing. If you have different size of widths of lines, it really helps your drawing look better, more appealing to the eye. And then I'll show you about the silhouette. So here's Donald Trump. He's realizing he's at his desk, and let's see, I'll draw his desk because he works so hard. So he's at his desk, and sometimes I will start drawing and see what comes out. Mostly I have an idea already in my head, and I have a joke. Like right now I'm thinking, okay, he's not really sad that all his passports are gone. He's really sad about something else that's missing, and we're just gonna make fun. And so he's looking at a a box on top of his desk. And let's see, I'll draw him, and he's always in a suit, you know, because he's such a professional. And there's his tie. Sometimes you can like draw his let's do that now. Let's make his tie red. Oops. Pick it. And Procreate, it's so much easier to do it than in Photoshop. It just is. But what you know, as a joke, we would always draw. A lot of cartoonists would draw Trump's tie going out of control, and in this case, it's like coming out from under the desk, and it's looped up over the desk from behind it. So let's just fill it in real quick. Oh, and you can do Photoshop and do this. Oh, that was wrong. Too much. There you go. I got ahead of myself. There, let's try that. You can use the bucket to fill, and you can do that sort of on Procreate as well. So, all right, so we recognize Donald Trump. He's in a suit. He's got his long red tie that does whatever it wants, and he's got that goofy expression on that his mouth makes, and it's just such a wonderful guy. And he's at his chair, and it's just we're just doing a instant dumb joke, and we have him thinking. Wait, no. I'm using a you know, simple word bubble, a thought bubble, I mean, and so you draw little circles to indicate that he's thinking and not talking. And he's let's fill in his chair, and we're gonna draw like an empty Big Mac box. You know, he just had his Big Mac. Just draw it real quick. It's empty, and please don't expect the biggest laugh of your life here. It's just, it is fun to draw for people though. Always we'll draw a little fly going around. And he thinks, he's thinking, this says coupons, and he thinks the FBI stole my Big Mac coupons. He's mad, he's upset. I could even like change his mouth and make from that pout and to this mad. He's bummed out. Let's see if we can. Sometimes I'll leave the cartoon, just keep it simple and do black and white, or black, white, and gray is kind of cool. But like I said, I'm a fancy cartoon man. I got a lot of stuff to do, so I like to crank out cartoons and be simple about it. Usually I will, because I'm doing this for a classroom situation, seminar situation, I will first, you know, kind of sketch first. So, you know, hey, what happened? Sorry. So, you know, usually I will, let's just open a new picture. and go to, sorry guys, it is, there it is. Open a new picture and I will sketch in a lighter thing or a lighter color. But since I already know how to draw kind of my caricature of Trump, it's already shorthand for Trump, you know, but I will sketch it lighter. Oops. Oops. That's better. And you really don't have to erase at this point because you're going to draw over it. You know, I already know this, but it's a good way to, you know, sketch and get down the idea. And then I will add in a new new layer. Which see, new layer, go over it with the dark and get hello, I see, and you know, fill in and really do the detailed drawing and that. But I know many of you already do this, but it helps to really say, I want to add more, you know, this is where you want to, you know, shape. Maybe I forgot to add a certain chin or something, and you fill it in. And when you do, you know, when you have an image that is a silhouette, it is helpful to kind of give yourself, you don't have to do this, but I like to do this, a thicker line around to kind of make your the shape of this figure kind of pop out compared to what's going on inside the drawing. And so that's, again, line weight really helps to pop your drawing out a little bit or whatever. So so I use recognizable caricatures of people, public figures, and even if it's a simple idea with the character thinking of something, it can still be an effective concept. How do you?
Hey Lalo, can I jump in with a question that we
Please.
got in, that I think is related? So one person asks, and a bunch of people ask it, how do you make your characters recognizable and memorable?
That is a very good question. Now, I will show you something I do for my comic strip, which La Cucaracha is this is not an editorial cartoon question, but you can apply it to that. In La Cucaracha I have 3 different characters, and they're the main characters of the strip. So one is, I don't know why this is not feeling bigger. There you go. One is Eddie, and he looks kind of like this. He's kind of thin, and he looks a little Simpson-esque a little bit, and he's got a very distinctive hair, which kind of represents my hair that stands up, and which I've had for a long time, thankfully. And he is, you know, obviously, you know, has a mustache and certain eyes, and he's a little slouchy, and he has a t-shirt that has a skull kind of on it, and he's this shape, this kind of elongated shape. Then I've got the Cucaracha, his buddy Cuco, oops, and he's got a different outline. He's got bugged out eyes. He doesn't really have a nose. He has a line. He has a little bit of the same shape, but he's got a more pointed line, a chin. He's got his facial hair like kind of look like cucaracha legs, and he's got these big antenna that people have always told me, why is he a rabbit? But I don't care. He's so he, when you're designing characters for like a comic strip, they should kind of look like each other, but they should also be distinct from each other. So these two of these guys, I mean, one's a cockroach, anthropomorphic cockroach, but he couldn't be more different, but you can kind of tell same guy drew him. And then let me see if I can get these guys to shrink a little bit. Hello. Oh, there we go. Make some room. Come on. Ooh, my computer's so tired. There you go. And then Vero, which is Eddie's girlfriend, and kind of she argues with Cuco. She's got and I can whip these out because I've been drawing these only for like 20-30 years. So let's see. Wait a minute. Vero has like kind of long black hair. She's got different shaped eyes, but the eyes are kind of, in the ballpark. She has a kind of a prominent nose, and then I give her shorthand for big earrings. She's got some big hoop earrings that she wears all the time, and she is Eddie's girlfriend. I'm trying to fill in this stuff with oops, that's not going to work. Boom. Close that. And when you have these characters interacting all the time, you have to make sure that they don't, you can't confuse them for each other, and they're very distinctive, and obviously they're going to be different, representing different people, characters, or whatever. So it's good. Like each of you will find your style as you draw more and more. So don't worry if people ask you like, what's your style? Let me see your style. Or don't listen to them. You draw what you're going to draw, and really it's all about the content, what you're getting out. You're making a piece of art here, and that's what's important about your drawing. Your style will come eventually. I think I'm getting close to her hair, but so they're all kind of in the ballpark of being drawn by the same guy, designed by the same guy, and that would be me. And so you have to be conscious of whatever. When I teach comic strips to little kids, I have them come up with 3 different characters to talk to each other, and I tell them, let me do, and then we could jump to another question or whatever. But I tell them, oops, let's see. I tell them to create some characters and shape their heads, one like a triangle, one like a circle, and one like a square or a rectangle. And that shows the concept of, and then, if you're a little, kindergartner even, you can come up with these characters, and they're different. And you start thinking like, oh, maybe this one has funky ears, and this one has thing like that, and this one is just a real freak. I don't know. He's got another pyramid on his head, but it's character creation. It's the basic concept. You have to have different characters that look distinctive, and then you have them talk to each other. La, la, la. Yay. Is there another question? Or I can just keep doodling until time runs out.
Oh no, I have tons of questions for you, but we can answer them as you go if you, whatever you prefer. The next,
I'd love to take as many questions as possible. I'll try to be not as verbose as usual.
the next question that we have, how would you go about making a comic about a painful personal struggle, relatable and easily approachable?
That's, well, you know, people appreciate kind of confessional type, you know, writing. Like if you're sincere and, you know, you want to talk about this thing that happened to you, and, you know, I mean, people appreciate honesty. When I do an editorial cartoon, I have to be honest because I'm a journalist. You know, I can use hyperbole, I can exaggerate things, because that's what you do when you're a cartoonist. You know, you make Donald Trump's head like, you know, the moon, and et cetera, et cetera. But you have to be truthful too. And I think that is the core of, if you want to really write about a serious thing, because, you know, this is not just drawing, it's writing, then just be honest and be true to it. And you'll find that it'll pour out of you like a fire hose. That's my favorite expression. Yeah, people ask me like, how do your ideas come? I'm like a fire hose. They just shoot out of me. I'm lucky. Next question.
I love that. That's amazing. We got I'm going to try and condense these into one question, but we got a lot of questions about when you post a cartoon about an opinion that's unpopular, how do you differentiate between valid criticism of your work and a hate reaction? And how do you deal with maybe feeling offended if people respond negatively to your work? When and how do you know if you've crossed the line?
Well, I never know when I cross the line, but that's my charm. But I feel mostly I feel disappointed because I think I've been doing this long enough. I think I'm, you know, it's like I think I might be pretty good at it, you know, and I'm very thoughtful about it. I really try to think of like, you know, am I going to unnecessarily offend somebody? And usually I'll get a reaction that I did not see coming, you know, like I did well, I did a cartoon in La Cucaracha. I had the character did a silly light joke about going to Catholic school, you know, and getting you know, having to go to school with hardcore Catholic nuns that were, you know, like threatening him, his physical self. And I got a letter like from somebody really disappointed, like, oh, did you go to Catholic school and did you have a bad experience with nuns? I'm like, no, it's the characters having a moment, and I needed a little punchline, and it's a joke that everybody makes, and there's hardcore Catholic nuns out there, and it's not deep, you know, or you know, and so I'm not looking to offend people. It's just, you know, it just sometimes you don't see it coming. So you can't live your life worrying about offending people. You just have to figure out, you know, what's true and, you know, for you, and hopefully not too many people will try to slug you. Another question.
Amazing, thank you. So let's see, we have a ton. I'm going to pick through some of these. As a Latino artist, have you ever seen or experienced discrimination because of that? And if so, how did you deal with that?
You know, I was at a Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, the biggest, you know, convention for cartoonists. And I was sitting with a famous cartoonist, and he was an older white guy, and he asked me, Lalo, do you think that being a Hispanic is good or bad for your career? And I'm like, dude, really? I go, it's rough, man. It's like, it's hard trying to break into the mainstream. It only took me 30 years to do it, right? Overnight success, right? And my content, my content is a little harder than most people. It's not about talking doggies and kitty cats and, which are nice. Those are cute too. But I do like political cartoon. And, like my friend Gustavo Arellano is a journalist. And we worked on a TV show, and we weren't the most popular guys on the writing staff. And he came up with a joke. One of the writers came up with a joke. It's like, nobody likes a Mexican with glasses, and that was us. That meant nobody likes a smart ass, right? Nobody likes a smart aleck. And that's what we do for a living. That's what we do. We comment on everything. We have takes, and it's gonna happen. People are gonna get mad. So you can't, worry about it. So that's, and I have to work through that because I'm doing work to promote immigrants and Latinos, and I can't worry about if I'm making people mad. I know I'm gonna make them mad anyway.
Thank you. Let's see, we only have 3 minutes left. If maybe we could do one more question, and then if you could stay on for 1 minute, I have something that someone dropped in the chat to show you. So our next most popular question is, do you normally not use layers when drawing digitally?
Do I normally not use layers? Is that what? Yeah, not use layers a lot to color. Not to just, if I'm doing a black and white thing, yeah, it's pretty much one layer. But even when I did that, to color, I use it extensively. So it depends. Because you know what? It's fun. So I don't mind spending the extra time to make it look nice. It's, it beats working, right? This job beats working.
Awesome, thank you. And before we hop off, you're getting a lot of love in the chat, including this very, very cool cartoon that somebody drew of you and shared in the chat that I want to make sure you see. Can you see my screen?
That's so cool. I love it. Hold on, let me take a picture of that. I love that.
This is courtesy, if I caught up with the chat correctly, this is courtesy of Maggie. So thank you, Maggie.
Thank you so much. I love it. I love it. I'm gonna frame it.
Let me stop sharing.
That's so cool.
And Lalo, thank you so much. I know I learned a lot in this session. This has been absolutely incredible. I wish we had more time. It has been such a pleasure talking to you. For those of you asking about the session on September 6th, you can bring any work. It does not have to be related to political cartoons or editorial cartoons. It doesn't have to be something you drew here. And here is a link to register again. And we hope to see you all there. Lalo will be back, as will Liza and Peter.
It's going to be, it's going to be great to see your work, and I will be gentle and nice, but I will also be brutal at the same time. But honest, and the goal is to get you to draw the best that you can, and you have to show your work to people, and you have to roll with the criticism, and it's all because of love. We want you to improve, and we want you to be the greatest artists, because I can't keep doing this forever, so it's up to you.
Yeah, we need the next generation one of these days. Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah, you're all coming though.
I'm not done yet. Yeah.
Well, thank you all so much. Thank you, Lalo. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. We can't wait to see you back on September 6th, and we will email out the recording to this session so that those of you who joined late can catch up.
Thank you. I hope I can read through the comments, so I won't log off, but wow, great. This was too short. I had so much more, but just you have to catch me on that review, September 6th.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
See
you.
you soon.
Oh my gosh, so many
I know, just amazing.
So many people typing the letter Y and